This is music, and this is a celebratory ritual. So, Rock and Metal Plus, a YouTube channel, has recently reached more than 100 subs. That's absolutely great. And he is celebrating that with a competition. And the rules are very simple. It's show the first album you ever bought, show the most recent album you ever bought, show your favorite album of all time, and /or mention the first gig you ever went to, mention the most recent gig you ever went to, mention your favorite gig or concert that you ever went to. Now, I discovered Rock and Metal Plus recently through a shout out by the mighty Metal Marty Mac, and I really enjoy Rock and Metal Plus. Also, I enjoy Metal Marty Mac's channel, but Rock and Metal Plus, it's a channel dedicated to collecting rock and metal music media, CDs, vinyls, cassette tapes, all that good stuff. I really enjoy watching Rock and Metal Plus, among other reasons because he shows off a lot of recent releases, some new releases, right? And lots of extreme metal on vinyl and so on and so forth. And I really enjoy watching that because my own collection, I try to sort of keep my vinyl collection at least within the span of 1980 to 1995 and within some specific genres. And Rock and Metal Plus on that channel, he sort of goes beyond the boundaries I've set for my collecting. So it's just cool to see like some of the other stuff that's out there. It's a great channel. Go and check it out if you haven't. I'm sure most people who watch my channel already know Rock and Metal Plus. Anyways, let's get down to business. So first of all, the very first album I bought is this. I mean, not this one here. This is the CD box set. I also have it on vinyl, but it's Iron Maiden, Somewhere in Time, the very first album I bought. I bought it back in the 80s on cassette tape. There's the very first album I ever bought for my own allowance money. My mom went with me to the record store. This is how cool my parents are. She just said, because she knew what kind of music it was. So she said, you know that it's heavy metal? And I said, yeah, Mom, I've heard it. I really like it. And she said, cool, go and pick it up, right? That's how cool my parents are, actually. So picked it up, a cassette tape, played the crap out of it, really enjoyed it. The next time I had sort of saved up enough allowance money, I bought Killers. So yeah, Somewhere in Time, the first album I ever bought on cassette tape. The most recent album I bought is this one here, Carcass, Torn Arteries, and I actually picked it up yesterday in Moby Disc in Odense. I just went on a business trip to Odense, and then afterwards I went downtown. I just went to Moby Disc, a record store, and they had this one, and I figured, you know what, I'm just gonna pick it up. It's now or never. I've been waiting for too long. So, but that also means now I actually have 4 2021 releases in my collection. And my favorite album, that's this one here too. My favorite album of all time. It was the first one I bought for my own money. That has a lot to do with it, of course. It's the first time I ever heard, knowing about the genre, heavy metal. That was this one here on a fishing trip. And that's because I heard that on a fishing trip and I went out and bought it afterwards. My favorite album of all time. It's a great album, I think. I still think, of course, because it's still my favorite album. So, that was the albums. And I figured, although you don't have to do both of these. I figured, what about the concerts, the gigs? The very first concert I went to was the Crab, an 80s rock band, a local band from Odense. It was my dad's band, so they played a show, kind of like an open air show in a local park. The most recent one, that's actually a couple of years ago. I think it was Overkill in Amager Bio here in Copenhagen. Great live band, great show. Bobby Blitz, fantastic. Although it was at a small venue, they just went completely nuts. It was absolutely great. I think my favorite concert was that was also in Amager Bio, and that was Death Angel. It was, I don't remember what it was called, something Thrashing Madden, something tour. It was Suicidal Angels, Death Angel, Exodus, and Creator, and it was in that order. So Death Angel went on pretty early, and it was a Monday evening, I think, and you could see when they went on stage, they did not expect there to be a big crowd. The singer even had like just a bottle of vodka that he was drinking from, and he went on stage and he saw that it was actually pretty much packed already. He was completely surprised by that, and I think that just fueled them with energy. So they just went nuts. Absolutely fantastic concert. So fantastic that although they were great too, Exodus and Creator, they just seemed kind of deflated completely because Death Angel were so excellent. So that's probably my favorite concert of all time. So that was my contribution to celebrating Rock and Metal Plus's 100 subs, actually more than 100 subs. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and go and check out his channel if you haven't already done that. Thanks for watching.